In a sun-dappled town where the whispers of the ocean danced with every breeze, lived Edward Morrison, a middle-aged man known more for his failures than his achievements. Edward, with his thinning hair and kindly eyes, was the type of dreamer who believed in the benevolent art of persistence. Once the only child of a modest suburban family, Edward carried an ambitious spirit from his youth. His dreams were as vivid as the sunsets over the bay, expansive and alluring. He wanted success and was prepared to reach for it, no matter the number of times fortune slipped through his fingers. Edward's first failure was a humble bakery which targeted a bustling downtown, where he sought to provide a unique kind of pastry. The business closed within 6 months under the weight of competition. Then there was the tech startup that fused community building with innovative digital platforms. It barely saw the light of day. Each endeavor he pursued, from selling artisanal teas to crafting eco-friendly furniture, met with financial ruin, critics, and the skepticism of those around him. His family, well-meaning yet dubious, often asked why he persisted. The question whispered in his ears countless times, especially during solitude-laden nights, was why he couldn't surrender to a path of lesser resistance. But Edward's determination ran deeper than the scars etched by each setback. His failures were mere stepping stones, marking a journey that deepened his understanding of himself and the world around him. Friends and acquaintances created a comforting mythology around his attempts, suggesting that some people were simply born without the golden touch. Edward listened and smiled, for he knew differently. They couldn't see what he did. He saw opportunities not in what was lost, but in what he learned each time he built something from scratch. Then came the 50th attempt. On a rainy morning, while flipping through sketches of yet another doomed business idea in a local cafe, Edward overheard a conversation about sustainable agriculture. It was a spark. What if he brought people closer to nature in urban areas? What if he created an experience, not just a product? With renewed vigor, he researched tirelessly and networked for endlessly supportive partners who believed in his vision. The concept was simple but profound: microgardens on rooftops that anyone in the city could lease. People could cultivate their own food, find a midday escape, a reminder of simpler connections with the earth. The response was hesitant at first, but Edward's undeniable passion and willingness to adapt and listen won over investors and city developers. The first garden was small, nestled among concrete giants, but it thrived with color, fragrance, and offerings of herbs and vegetables. Soon, his company, Urban Eden, spread across the city. People talked. Have you heard about Morrison's Gardens? It was more than a business, it was a community. Edward's enterprise breathed life into words he once let drift: the importance of perseverance, a belief in oneself, and embracing failure as a learning curve. Edward became a local hero, not merely for success's sake, but for proving that relentless grit can turn failure into fertile ground. He bought his family a home close to his heart, and more importantly, breathed easier knowing his legacy was built upon resilience, not just prosperity. Through the fragrant leaves and golden rays of Urban Eden's gardens, Edward's story became an inspiration of enduring hope and resolve, a testament that every step, even in the shadow of failure, carried him to a destiny waiting at attempt number 50. In this way, Edward Morrison taught the world that it doesn't matter how many times one may falter, what counts is the strength to rise one more time.